all, this is Jeanette Haynes from Jewelry Arts Inc., also known as Dr. Goldsmith. In this video, I'm going to show you how to solder some little tiny jump rings in a bale without melting anything else. So we've got another thorny issue. Check it out. We've got this adorable little jump ring soldered in the bale. Look what a nice job Eve did. And it's threaded through the other jump ring. So basically the only thing that remains is this little jump ring here. You know, we sawed that open, or we left it open. I can't remember now. Did we leave it open? We left it open. And now I'm going to solder that shut with just one little square of solder. So this is that same concept that we've been talking about, where like I'm going to ochre here and I'm going to ochre here. But the main thing I'm going to do is point my flame like this straight across the seam. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, this is definitely close quarters, but with a little ochre and a little careful torch application, we should be fine. And Eve was asking me before, like, should we set it up in this or that? And I'm like, honestly, most of the time, I think you're better off just laying it flat, you know what I mean, and just working with it like this, because I don't know, like, where would we put even the third arm? You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the time, the best solution is just simple like this. And here, I'm going to turn it a little bit so you can kind of just see from the side. But I'll point my flame, my 00 tip right across. I'm going to have a little square of solder right there. So I'm just going to ochre it. You know, it's the same principle. You know, ochre a little and then careful application of the torch. We are going to switch down to 14 karat solder so that it melts a little bit easier. But there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and ochre it now. So you see, I've got the ochre on both sides. I put a tiny little dab of the flux, and I got that little square of solder sitting right on top. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to point my flame right at the seam, straight across, so that my flame can't hit any other bits. All right? All right. Tweezers in case of fuckery. It's already dried, so it's good. So the important thing to remember is that the soldering itself will take a few seconds. It's the setup. So I'm always telling people, like, slow down. You know what I mean? Make sure you're settled. Make sure everything's set up. Make sure you're supported. And then the solder is really not that big of a problem. I mean, but it gets a lot easier. Do you know what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying, right? It really takes almost nothing. So I'll do like an extreme close-up, but like, it's the setup that really matters. You know what I mean? Get everything right. Don't rush into the soldering. It won't go better. You know what I mean? Okay. Into the close-up mode. So I just want to show a little close-up because it was so very cooperative of Eve to do a project with tons and tons of little persnickety connections so that I could film it. So thanks, Eve. Appreciate that. So you see what I mean? We've got all our lovely little connections, everything looking good. Extreme close-up of my fingers. See what I mean? Now, the only thing that I would recommend, I will say, which Eve is welcome to do or not do. You see this jump ring right here, right? It's kind of big and round. Now, if you want your elements to stay a little more front facing, you know what I mean, and not go side to side so much, we'll just take this and squeeze it down to a little bit more of an oval. It's not like you must, but I find that it keeps the stone facing forward, which is what I want. But I mean, it just, look at that. I mean, look at it. Are you fucking kidding me? Looks amazing. So basically our next step, you know, is going to be annealing the bezels and setting the stones, but it's very cooperative of Eve to just do just the right project for us at just the right time. Yay!